Walker Families, Principal Phillips here, and coming to you with details about our Phase 1 expansion here at Walker Elementary. Listen, we know that the pandemic has impacted us all in ways. It's coming up on a year here since we've all been together on campus, and parents, you have stepped up in really impressive ways, ways that have been instrumental, but also very taxing, and we get that. And students have been flexible, and while missing their friends and missing a normal experience, have continued to learn and make strides and fight through challenges of learning from home. And teachers have reoriented their practice and tried to reach out in lots of ways to support you all. But listen, we know that the best thing for students is to be in person with the educators and the experts and with their peers, and that learning happens best that way. I want you to know that we're doing everything we can on our side to shift resources to pay attention to the science and try and bring back everyone as soon as possible. In fact, we're answering this question for ourselves, and I wake up asking it every day. How can we give access and support to more students while keeping everyone safe? You all know that we have been serving since early in the year a handful of students who were the most vulnerable among our school site and needing that in-person support. And we're at a point where we can expand that even further. We have looked at a number of factors to determine who we might invite first. But if you're viewing this, likely your child may be one of them, or one that we will invite as soon as we're able to staff positions and ensure safety here on campus. Right now, beginning Monday, February 22nd, we're going to be offering and structuring 3 different learning opportunities to support students. One of those is called appointment-based learning. This has been going on for a while now, but in cases where students need an assessment, or where there needs to be individual services and educators are willing and able, they schedule appointments with families and students to conduct that in small increments of time. And the groups here are limited to 6 in TK through 3 and 8 to grades 4 through 5. And that will happen intermittently during this time. Classroom labs are another way that we're structuring some support. This is really based on teachers who have the capacity and feel like they can safely and skillfully be able to facilitate 2 things at once, which is the online Zoom classroom and then having some students present in their classroom as well. This is not super common right now, as it is a challenging feat and task, but there will be a few instances where this model kicks off here in the coming week. But the learning labs are provide more flexibility because we're able to staff them both with certificated and with classified staff. The students in this case, in a cohort of 14 or less, will still participate in their classroom Zoom, but will attend school for an entire day. We're going 8 to 2 from the beginning, and with a lunch break outside, and also some physical activity here on campus. And that cohort stays together throughout the day. An educator may come and pull them for some specialized support, but really we're on the safety front, we're keeping that group small, where students are wearing masks and safety measures are in place. Once we have these 3 models up and running, we intend to build on them, including perhaps adding some tutoring in the afternoons, for sure, inviting more and more students, more and more families to campus, and then working with our community partners to offer supports that would accelerate learning and perhaps close any gaps that were in care. To pull this off, we are having to think through childcare, as many of our employees as well have children who are in distance learning. And so this is something that we're thinking about as a site. Just to be able to pull this off, I want you to see the level at which we're thinking about creating a system of support for your students. On the health front, I also want you to know that we've been receiving advice, we've been receiving consult and expertise from UCSD doctors, namely Dr. Terrace, and we have a lot in place. We have PPE on campus, and we have air purifiers in each space. We're keeping doors open, but it really is about a Swiss cheese approach to safety. And so there will be lots of measures, including physical distancing, including wearing masks, including keeping cohorts small, washing hands frequently, and all of these things put together. The daily monitoring checklists, symptom checklists before folks come in, all of these together will create a strong defense to the virus. You'll note that you'll need to, once invited, complete an opt-in form that says that you are willing to participate given these parameters. And each day, each student will complete with their parents a symptom checklist form, a screening. Additionally, as I said before, folks will be wearing masks, washing hands, keeping distance, and there'll be proper ventilation as measured by experts, and eating will occur outside. The meals will be a grab and go situation. We think that we will have them eat in cohorts, perhaps on blankets outside on the lawn or in our quad. Students won't mix. Even in their play, they'll be kept with their cohort, and we'll utilize different spaces on campus. Walker Eagles, Walker families, whether you are invited on Monday or in the future coming forward, we want you to know that we're working hard. We're working hard so that you can return, so that we can remain safe once we return, and so that you can get the most out of your learning, and we can deliver on what we promise in public education, which is having you in a position where you can experience success, not just in this school year, but in the rest of your life. Hang in there. We've got this, Walker Eagles, and I can't wait to see you soon.